Hi again, everybody. This video is sponsored by contribution from Deborah, and here's her story. Ollie, thank you. Thank you so much for the safe place you provide. The place that people can go for validation, for therapy, for emotional purging that is so necessary to help people heal and move on. Thanks for the real language, the language we need to hear. Thank you for the truth, especially the truth, because everyone who comes to this website knows that we live lives that are nothing but lies. YouTube wasn't available when I made my escape. I didn't get it at first. The narcissism thing, not until after I left. I knew I was being abused. I was certain I was suffering from PTSD. I was broken, broke, emotionally battered and bruised. And after I left, I was so fucking grateful that my days could now be predictable. I need to repeat that one more time. Predictable. It was so important. I would start my life again from square one, and square one was labeled predictable, and that was worth everything to me. Please let me lend a voice to the women who feel that they need to stay in bad marriages or bad relationships, or they feel that they can't get away. You don't need to stay. I know that you are afraid. I was afraid, but do it anyways. I know that you don't have anything. I didn't have anything, but do it anyway. I know that you are broken. I was broken, but do it anyway. You will be amazed what happens when you start to move out from that huge ball of shit you've been living under. You will amaze yourself with determination. You will amaze yourself with your ingenuity. And after a while, you will amaze yourself with your sense of pride because you are amazing. That's why the narcissist picked on you in the first place. I forgot to add a sense. I forgot that I had a sense of humor. I was always so stressed and scared, waiting for the next episode to happen. The bizarre behavior, the chaos. It was frightening to see how much enjoyment he got from the drama he created. Sometimes I saw it coming, sometimes I was blindsided by it. I never knew if it was going to be contained or if I was going to be humiliated, dismissed, demeaned yet again in front of my family or my friends or family or my daughter. So I'd like to share some of the exit strategies that I used to. So I'd like to share some of the exit strategies I used to I plan my escape. Operation Shit Smear. The first thing I did was give him a code name. It made it less personal. I named him Shit Smear. Why Shit Smear, you ask? Because honestly, he could be more useless than a shit smear, and it made me smile. Every time I looked at him, I pictured a shit smear, and it put things into perspective. I wasn't going to let a shit smear take me down. Tip one: give him a code name. Use your imagination. You know who he is. Make fun of it. I've been saying that. I gave myself a timeline. I set a goal and I worked it every day. It kept me focused. It kept the fear away. I played music that made me feel good, music that made me want to dance, and I danced. I started planning on ways to get money. I sold some of my things. I sold some of his things. That made me laugh out loud today when I think about it. Shit smear valued nothing, so he didn't even notice. I stashed some grocery money. I had yard sales. I was on a mission, and it wasn't very long before I had enough money to rent a small apartment. I only took my clothes, my laptop, and my guitars. I slept on an air mattress in a dingy little apartment for a few months. I ate sandwiches for dinner. I got a job, and after work, I got on my laptop and started to research PTSD. And then I found a website on narcissism, and I'm sure my new neighbors could hear me shouting and pointing at my laptop screen. That's him. That's shit smear. It was all becoming clear, all of it. The sense of entitlement, the belittling, the chaos, the manic episodes that he so enjoyed. The abuse, there it was. It had a name: narcissism. Tip two: don't be afraid to eat sandwiches for dinner. I wish I had found this website at that time. I would have been a good student of the wisdom, the stories, the truth that are shared here. I would have understood so much sooner how important the no contact rule is. I learned that the hard way, but I learned it eventually. I wasn't going to share any of the stories of the 8 long-ass years I was married to Shit Smear. There are so many, but I'll share this one. because it's a lesson on what happens when you break the no contact rule. Let me set the stage. I had not had any contact with Shitsmear for quite a while. He left a message on my phone one day that he wanted to give me some items from the house, some personal items that he thought I should have. I know, right? How gracious of him. So I agreed to meet him in a public place, at a Starbucks that was in his neighborhood. I arrived early and got us a table outside. It was an open shopping mall. There were lots of people around. I was feeling comfortable. I had been gone for a while. I would be safe. While I was waiting, I noticed that people were staring into the parking lot. I followed their gaze and noticed that the Batmobile was circling the parking lot, searching for a parking spot. That's right, a replication, a kit car of the real-life Batmobile. Need I say who exited the Batmobile and came sauntering up to where I was sitting? All eyes on him. The conversation started with him complaining about how broke he was. The bills weren't getting paid on time. And he showed up in the fucking Batmobile. The mortgage payment was 2 months behind. He had no money. I'm thinking to myself, well, yeah, you're driving the Batmobile. Apparently, it adhered the Batmobile kit car, fiberglass body, the frame onto an old Volkswagen that he got for cheap. Typical, isn't it? It's never about what's inside, only about the outside that matters. The conversation took a dark turn. He started insisting that I come home. He had enough of all this, and it was time that I moved back. Things weren't going well for him, and I told him that I wasn't coming back. It was time to talk about filing divorce papers, and then he lost his freaking mind. His exact words to me, I'm going to get a gun and do something stupid. Let the games begin. He then picked up his Starbucks coffee and threw it in my face. I have to sit with that statement for a minute right now. I'm going to get a gun and do something stupid. Let the games begin. He then picked up a hot Starbucks coffee and threw it in my face. I watched him storm off in the Batmobile circling the parking lot in a plume of oil smoke from the cheap Volkswagen engine that was encased in the cheap Volkswagen frame, and disappear into the afternoon traffic. All eyes on him. Tip 3, learn the no contact rule, live the no contact rule, be the no contact rule. There is this moment, this memory in my life that remains with me to this day, living in my dingy little apartment, living in the lap of material poverty. It was the Labor Day long weekend. I didn't have a TV, couldn't afford cable. My sister loaned me a TV and a VCR player, dropped some videos off for me. I laid back on my air mattress ready to watch Silence of the Lambs, a classic. Does anyone remember the scene in that movie where Buffalo Bill has the senator trapped in a dry well of his house, and his famous line, "It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again"? That line stayed with me. It's part of the explanation of what narcissism is, isn't it? You will do as I say, or else, or else, or else, or else toolbox. Always within reach, always available, always open and ready. Tip 4. Remember, the only thing you ever get from a narcissist is abused. I wish I could say that the rest of the story was easy, but the truth is it wasn't. I didn't know all I needed to know. Was it worth it? Absolutely, all of it. And it will be worth it for you too. Karma is a real thing. I am now married to the nicest guy that walks on the face of the earth. He plays awesome guitar and we make beautiful music together. And when I look at him, I think to myself, you, my awesome hubby, are my reward for being brave. So to all the ladies who are broken and broke and fearful, I wish you courage, determination, and success, and karma. Lots and lots of awesome fucking karma. Thank you again, Ollie. Thank you again, Deborah. Thank you again, Ollie, Deborah. Well, there's not really a lot that can be said that you didn't say yourself. You know, you seem to sum up narcissism and the tactics and the ways of getting away with it perfectly. You know, these are good tips for everybody. Useful. Follow them. I talk to so many of you that are trapped and don't have the money and feel like you're trapped in that situation. There are ways. They're not easy. It's never easy to get away from the narcissist, but it's always worth it. Thank you for your contribution and thank you for your story, Deborah. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, or a narcissist you'd like to expose, you know what to do with the PayPal and the email link in the description box. And remember, when you do email me your story, please put at the top of the email whether it's with or without contribution and what name you would like to go by. This is Ollie Matthews. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon.